It's your girl, Sweet Tea, back at it again. And oh my gosh, we need to talk about Shang Chi. Like, we need to talk about it because when I tell you, that was some gas, like not that regular gas, not that diesel fuel. This was some premium gas, some grade A premium gas, okay? Like, let me tell you, it was amazing. I have not felt this much adrenaline coming out of the theater since I saw Infinity War, since I saw Black Panther. Like, it was that good, y'all. It is easily in my MCU top 5. Like, it's in my top 5, easily, it clears. And honestly, I think it's the best origin story. Like, and for some of y'all who know me, you may feel like, what? Over Black Panther? Yes, over Black Panther. Just being honest. I love Black Panther, but Shang-Chi, it just hit different. It hit different, okay? It hit different. Let me just say, like, the film really exceeded my expectations. It was so much fun to watch. For one, I really like how the movie was structured. Like, the plot was pretty easy to follow for the most part. It wasn't anything that was too, like, you know, sometimes Marvel's plots don't be the most solid, if we're going to be honest. It was a very emotional and compelling story. Like, it was a somewhat of a simple story in my eyes in terms of like the structure. It wasn't anything super layered or complex, but like it built off of that simplicity and made the characters complex. And that's what I really liked about it. You know, it had a simple plot, but it had complex characters. And I like that structure. I really do. And not only that, but I really liked how the different characters interacted with each other and influenced each other. Like, it flowed really nicely because sometimes in Marvel MCU movies, those interactions are kind of forced and they feel kind of weird or out of place or kind of cringy at times, but everything flowed pretty naturally and I really liked that a lot. The pacing I felt like was pretty good. Like, there was a good mix of action with story and emotion and back to the action. And we just need to talk about the action real quick, because when I tell you all, these niggas were boxing. They were boxing, like these niggas were fighting. They were fighting. Iron Fist could never. Sorry to that man. He could be walking down the street and I wouldn't know a thing. Like, easily, I think it had the best action, like in terms of fight choreography in the MCU. Like, it's up there for me with Winter Soldier. And Winter Soldier is top-notch action to me. I like the action in Winter Soldier a lot. It was just a solid, great movie. It really was. It even had a really solid ending. And honestly, sometimes that's something that Marvel be lacking at, is a solid ending, a solid third act in their movies. And it's translated over into some of their shows, like in WandaVision and in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The ending was kind of like, it was okay, but this ending did not disappoint. It was a very satisfying movie. Like, if you guys like karate, kung fu, Bruce Lee type of things, you know what I'm saying? If you guys like those kinds of movies where they're like, these niggas are fighting, okay, you will enjoy this. It was refreshing for a Marvel movie because oftentimes when they do action sequences, it's very shaky. There's a lot of jump cuts. It's just like all over the place. But the cinematography, when it came to actually filming these fight scenes, it was very clean, seamless, and elegant. And that bus scene clears. The bus scene clears so many fights in the MCU. And especially like that one shot they did, the long shot was when they were just panning down the side of the bus while they're, oh my God, there's just so much. But the cinematography went off. And not only that too, but the CGI was actually pretty good. They used the CGI properly, because sometimes in these Marvel movies, they overuse the CGI and it's not giving what it's supposed to give. The third act of Black Panther, I'm so sorry. It's the truth. It's the truth. Even the creatures that they showed and had in Ta Lo Village, they looked really good. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I was a bit concerned about the CGI when I first saw a couple of trailers, because I mean, like, I saw niggas airbending and shit like they was fucking Avatar Aang. Like like they were Tenzin. Like I'm like, oh, so like this, like they low key airbenders. Like I'm not gonna hold you. Like that's what I thought. But ayo, low key, the villagers in Tao Lo were the air nomads, and then like Wenwu, the Mandarin's forces, was the Fire Nation. If we're being real. But let's dive into the characters themselves. So for one, you got my guy, Shang Chi. Bro, this nigga was cold. And he was really likable too. Like he was cool. Like I really messed with Shang-Chi heavy. Like this dude was really like fighting these dudes. Like he was fighting he was boxing, okay? Like that was some different stuff. But not only that, but his character arc was very satisfying and honestly a little relatable, because like you have like the expectations of your parents imposed on you and who you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to become, but he forged his own path at the end of the day. Through all of that, even when his dad was trying to kill him, he still forgave his father and didn't do it. Like he didn't turn into what his father wanted him to be, you know? And that's just growth right there. That's growth. And it was just relatable to me because it reminded me of things that I had to deal with growing up. I mean, I wasn't trained to be a master assassin at the age of 7, mind you. I didn't go through all of that, but it hit home in different areas emotionally, if you get what I'm trying to say, okay? Okay. So then we have Wenwu, we have the Mandarin, the real Mandarin, not the great value Mandarin from Iron Man 3. We'll get back to him though, because he actually shows up in the movie. But Wenwu, honestly, was a really great antagonist. He was relatable, and he actually tried to change because he fell in love with Shang-Chi's mother. But because of his past, it came back to haunt him, and she died because of it. And so he figured like he couldn't change truly, and just watching his character arc was very satisfying. And it also kind of showed like what happens when you let grief and greed consume you, because he started becoming consumed by grief. And he was lashing out in the wrong way, started blaming his kids. This man straight up said to Shang-Chi that he was the reason that their mother died because you just sat there from a window and watched. Like, my guy, he was 7 years old. What was he supposed to do? He was 7. I really wish we could have gotten more of OG Mandarin and seen more of him in the MCU. But you know, it's okay. It is what it is. Like, overall, it was just, he was a good character. I enjoyed him. He was probably one of my favorite MCU antagonists. So then we got Shang-Chi's sister, Xialing. Xialing, that's my girl right there. She's a badass. I love her. Like, literally the epitome of like girl boss, all that type of stuff. Like, she was cold. I messed with her heavy. Her introduction was fire, and like she made a whole underground fighting rink empire, did all this stuff, taught herself martial arts, everything, and learned how to do it better than her counterparts. Like, period. I know that's right. Like, she was a boss. I loved her. And then watching her and Shang-Chi reconcile after like them being separated for all those years, that really warmed my heart. I loved seeing that. So then we have Katie, and I like Katie the character, but it's more so I'm not a fan of Awkwafina. But I mean, Katie's character was cool. I really liked that quote that one of the villagers told Katie, and that really hit home so hard. They said, if you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. And let me tell you, like, that really hit hard, and that lit a fire under my butt. That's like, you know what? You're right. Like, I gotta really throw myself into what I do. Like, if I aim at nothing, you hit nothing. And that's with anything you do in life. And so I really like that aspect of Katie, and like Katie finding her confidence in herself and getting a sense for what she wants for herself and what she wants. Real quick, I just really want to talk about my boy Mandarin, not Wenwu, but the Mandarin from Iron Man 3, Trevor. Yes, he was in the movie, and I absolutely loved him. Like, he was so funny. Him and Morris, like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that he was in the film. Like, he just gave it that little extra razzle dazzle that like made it charming, and I really liked that. Like, he kind of gave it that like Marvel-esque feeling to the movie a little bit, with like that kind of comedy and like the kind of person that he was. So I appreciated that and I liked that a lot. So real quick, there's one more character I want to talk about. My boy Wong was in that bitch, yo. My boy Wong was in there. You know how Wong be disappearing in the other movies? That's where Wong be going. He be going to that underground fight ring for real, for real. Wong was really like in Infinity War and all of his other movies like, look, my name is Wong and I'm gonna be gone. The whole time, Wong been disappearing to do fights. Like, overall, I really enjoyed Shang-Chi. It was such a great movie. And honestly, it didn't feel like a Marvel movie to me. And I appreciated that. It was nice and refreshing to watch. If you haven't seen Shang-Chi, you're just lacking, bro. You are lacking. You're a whole bum if you haven't seen it. But like right now, I want you to get up, march your butt to the theater if you haven't seen it. I'm so serious. Get up and go, because what are you doing? You're missing out on premium gas. But my official rating for Shang-Chi is 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed this film. Like, again, I have not felt this way about a superhero film in a little minute. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I literally had goosebumps. My adrenaline was high. Like, my adrenaline was pumped through the roof. When I got out of that theater, like, it was that good, and I plan on seeing it again. So go watch it for real. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like what I had to say, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to stay notified for when I upload new videos. Also, comment down below and tell me, did you enjoy Shang-Chi? What are your thoughts? I want to hear them. And make sure you connect with me on my socials. I would love to hear from you all and talk to you all more. Well, that is all for today's video, and I hope you all have a fantastic and lovely day. Bye-bye.